Welcome to another Roll for Crit Gen Con 2015. I'm Will Keeler.
I'm Jonathan Estes, and right now we are going to be talking about Portal, the brand new board game from Cryptozoic based off the award-winning, I'm sure it won some awards, video game from Valve Software, Portal, and Portal 2 to some extent.
This game is slated to come out, I believe, this September.
I think October.
September, October. Fingers crossed,
so probably
of course.
March next year.
Right. But they had a full copy, not like a demo, here at the convention.
The whole kit and caboodle.
And we got to take a look at it.
I actually did not play it firsthand. Neil was on the floor playing it, and I sat right next to him. I shadowed him, and he did a full write-up with pictures and all that kind of stuff, a little preview. So for more detail, we'll link to that and check that out. But as a run-through,
I just picture you as this dark shadow over Neil's shoulder.
That's what it was like. So basically, the idea of the game is there's this board that's made up of hexes that represent the test chambers, and each person has a different color of test subjects on the field, and you can move them around. And there's a set of portals, and
and the main goal is to protect your cake.
Yeah, and you have pieces of cake, each player you want to get it on the board to score points. You're trying to just basically score hexes or what have you by having more of your people in that thing than any other color. Something along those lines. It's very...
territory control?
Sort of like that, but what I think is interesting about it is it's not quite as... It's not like the super thematic kind of thing that I thought that you might expect from a Portal game. It's... in a way, takes it in a more abstract kind of direction. Almost reminded me a little of something like Planes, where you had the colored cubes and you're just like you're moving around your board trying to score them. But what I liked in that sense was that because of that, I thought it was cooler when you do get to do stuff like place the companion cube somewhere for people who know Portal stuff, or move or use a portal, move a portal, or take a piece of cake or whatever. It made it feel more impactful. I feel like they put thought into making this its own thing and made the game references feel special rather than just like throwing them in there willy-nilly.
Well, I think what we should also mention is interesting is this game was actually developed by the people of Portal and then brought to Cryptozoic.
The Valve company.
Which is interesting because looking at Portal 1, 2, and 2 was the first one they had a cooperative, or two-player, and which was cooperative.
Yeah.
So this is when they're first looking how we can
this
make
game
it
is not
non-cooperative. Which brings us to the cake.
Which brings us to the cake.
Of course, as we said earlier, the cake is how you score. So you don't want your opponent to have their cake and eat it too. So you can not only protect your own, but mess around with their cake.
Yeah, you can pick it up, you can carry it off the board, and a big aspect of the game, in the actual box, there is a hole, like an insert with a hole in it, that's the incinerator. So you can, some things you will take and you will put them in there and they're incinerated.
Right.
Including, quite often, cake. So there's a lot of really interesting tactics to discuss, like, you know, the guy demoing was talking about how sometimes it's to your advantage to be a little suicidal and sacrifice your own guys if you have more points, or things like that. I feel very much in the vein of the kind of sense of humor and quirky weirdness of Portal. There's also a cool thing with using cards where when you use a card, you flip it up, and there's an overall effect for the entire game, so that whatever you do impacts everything. Yeah. So yeah, that's the brief. It looks really cool. If you're a Portal fan, I think it's a no-brainer.
But what were the aperture cards like? That's the one thing I didn't really get to.
Like they let you do different things. Like it might be you can move the portals somewhere, or you can place the companion cube, which will stop something from being scored. You can put a turret out, which will kill people.
I'm curious if they have any weird names, like, because this is aperture science. I'm wondering if there's anything like Lemon's the bomb. Kind of deal.
Yeah, they have things like that. I know the backs, the ones that
I expect those would be the ones.
There are a lot. I think most of them were based on characters. So like one was Wheatley, the different cores from Portal 2.
Right. So definitely pulling a lot from Portal without you feeling like, oh, we just slapped Portal onto a game.
I feel like sometimes the game will feel like they're almost just like really shoving it in your face. Like they could have easily done, oh, everyone has a portal gun, and every turn your action is you shoot a portal, which that's like, that'd be your first instinct. But the way they did it is much more subtle, and I think it's a cool way to put it.
All right, but before we close this up, I think we need to ask an important question. Will it come with a code to get more Team Fortress hats?
Of course, every copy will come with hats, real hats that you can put on your little pieces and all kinds of stuff.
That's actually true. We have no idea.
Yeah, no idea.
But for now, I'm Will Keeler.
I'm Jonathan Estes, and find us on the web at rollforcrit.com/GenCon15.